Hello YouTube, it is your boy B3 back with another kicking graphic novel review. We got one like the day this came out, I bought this and read it immediately because I'm a big fan of the team and I'm a big fan of the creative team. So today we'll be reviewing from DC Rebirth, Justice League Volume 1, The Totality. Yeah, so remember we reviewed Justice League No Justice. Justice League No Justice was like the prequel to this. So, or the prequel, it was the prequel to several Justice League books, but this was the main Justice League book. I'll read you the back of the book here. New era, new justice, new doom. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, The Flash, Cyborg, Green Lantern, Jon Stewart, Hawkgirl, Martian Manhunter. 9 heroes with powers as different as their personalities, but one thing in common: a dedication to defending the Earth. They are the Justice League. And they have never seen anything like this. They call it the Totality, a concentrated essence of the secret source of all things. When it crash lands in the Nevada desert, everyone and everything that comes into contact with it comes out changed. And power like that attracts the power-hungry, the mad, the merciless, the monstrous. Legion of Doom. Lex Luthor has assembled the Justice League's arch-nemeses: Sinestro, Black Manta, Cheetah, Gorilla Grodd, and the Joker himself into an unstoppable alliance about to seize the Totality and use it for their own unspeakable plans, beginning with a brand new Lantern Corps. It's League versus Legion, and the greatest heroes and villains collide in Justice League Volume 1 The Totality from superstar writer Scott Snyder. My boy, artist Jorge Jimenez, also a big fan. Jim Chung and Doug Mankey, once again, big fan. And guest writer James Tynion IV, also a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of all of these guys. Collects Justice League 1 through 7. A new era for the DC Universe begins. Now, I was looking through, well, I wasn't looking through anything. When you buy the book, it shows you the rating, the average rating after everyone reviews it. And I review every book I read on Amazon. I always review them on Amazon because I can just do it from my Kindle app, you know. And I did read this on Kindle app. But I do recommend reading this physically, actually, because of the way the panels are laid out. Most books are fine to read on Kindle, but there are some books that you just need to read physically because of their layout, and I think this is one of them. We got a good new Justice League lineup. We still have Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, and Aquaman, and Cyborg. Instead of Jessica and Simon, we have Jon Stewart now. They also added Martian Manhunter and Hawkgirl. They got Hawkgirl out of Dark Knight's Metal. She's kind of spun out of Dark Knight's Metal. And it's hyper obvious what they did. This is the cartoon lineup. This is the same lineup as the cartoon, except they added Aquaman. Like, you're not fooling anyone. You obviously intentionally went with the cartoon lineup, which is fine. It's a great lineup. Martian Manhunter and Hawkgirl. I've wanted Hawkgirl on the team since the New 52 started, honestly. Martian Manhunter I was fine not having on the team. Jon Stewart I was fine not having on the team, but I really wanted Hawkgirl on the team, so I'm glad she's finally on the main Justice League team. She had a big part in Dark Knight's Metal, and it gave her these new cool wings that played a part in this book also. But there's so much going on. I have 2 complaints about this book. Only 2. 1, too much narration. This book has way too much narration. You need to trust the reader more. I feel like they should have trusted the reader more. Some of the narration in here was necessary because it's a very complicated book. It's big multiverse changing stuff in this book. And I feel like that's going to be most of this run, honestly. But, too much narration. There were some parts where I was like, I can tell that's happening. You don't have to tell it to me. It's like the damn fucking Into the Chimera Ant arc in Hunter x Hunter. Too much narration. Give me a break. Okay, too much narration's the one thing. The second thing is, there's a lot going on in this damn book. This book feels like it could have been made into multiple different stories. There's a lot going on. There's a whole new emotional spectrum that's discovered. The invisible spectrum. Ultraviolet is the one we see in here. Sinestro becomes an ultraviolet lantern. And the thing about the invisible spectrum is it controls you. You don't control it. But Sinestro seems to have a handle on the ultraviolet thing. There's a way to become in control with an ultraviolet lantern. Jon Stewart figures it out by the end with Martian Manhunter's... No, with Cyborg's help. My boy Cy here. And I guess Sinestro had that figured out from the beginning, but Sinestro turns the whole human race, and then every other race in this dark solar system, this dark galaxy, into the largest core ever. All Violet Lanterns under his direct command. It was pretty awesome. Ultraviolet, I mean, not Violet. Violet's the love one. But there's also Lex Luthor creating the Legion of Doom and stealing this God Key, and then there's also all this stuff with the Slow Force. Because, the Speed Force. There's also the Slow Force, which is what Turtle accessed, and then, there's Turtle's damn great-grandson. Gorilla Grodd's carrying him around in a baby Bjorn to slow down the Flash. So there's Still Force stuff. Ultraviolet Lanterns. You got Lex Luthor and the Legion of Doom, because Lex Luthor and Joker shrunk down inside Superman and Martian Manhunter's bodies to control them and seize the totality, but also Batman and Hawkgirl were shrunk down inside their bodies. So much going on in this book. It was good, yes. But there was a lot going on. I feel like the whole Violet Lantern thing could have been its own story. But I don't know. Whatever. It still came out pretty well. And I'm always happy to have a new Lantern Corps, because Lanterns are just my absolute favorite. The more Lanterns, the better. That's what I say. But John does become a green by the end of the book again, which is fine. Which is good. But, all in all, it's just a dope book. We get to see, you see, the good thing, this is how you can tell if a Justice League story is good or not. If it gives every team member a chance to shine. And this story gave every team member a chance to shine. That's one of the marks of a good Justice League story. One, is every team member necessary? And two, do they each get their own time in the spotlight? Do they each bring something very, very important to the table in the story? And they all did. So that was very good. I am excited for the rest of this run. I'm excited for literally anything Scott Snyder writes. What is my cat doing? What are you doing, girl? What are you doing, girl? She's like smacking the space heater. It's not on, thank God. But it's weird. So that is it for Justice League Volume 1, The Totality. This was mostly intro stuff. I didn't think it would really be all... It's got a lot of setup in it. I didn't think it would have so much setup, because I thought that was the point of Justice League No Justice. But Justice League No Justice was a miniseries, so I guess that makes sense. But thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I'll be seeing you all next time when we review the Multiversity, and then after that, a surprise Marvel book. So I'll see you next time.